Thanks for watching Layman Racing Podcast. Please make sure you check out my recent episodes. They're pretty cool. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support and enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Layman Racing Podcast. Your host, Dalton McVeigh, and your co-host is
TJ Oglesby.
All right. So today we got some pretty cool videos of the last results of the Palooza Speedway in Florida. As we go around a couple of those videos as well from Flow Racing. And then after we get done with the racing, TJ is going to take point in the talking about the Super Bowl that just went by. So let's go ahead and let me make sure that which one it is. Oh, where did it go? I don't think that's it. Give me 1 second here. Just gotta make sure I got it pulled up here. Okay. So looks like so I'm gonna start out with this. So the Lucas Oil late model dirt series results at Ocala Speedway, February 5th. So this was at Ocala Speedway, the Lucas Oil. This wasn't at Palooza at all, but two different tracks, I guess. But so looks like the finish. So it looks like the finish there was number 1. Looks like driver of Jonathan Davenport. Number 2 of Drake Troutman. Number 3 of Ricky Thornton Jr. Tim McCready in 4th. 5th was Brandon Overton. Dalton Wilson in 6th. Hudson O'Neill in 7th. Ross Robinson in 8th. Mark Whitener in 9th. 10th is Max Blair. 11th is Tyler Erb. 10 Ebert is 12 would be Dan Ebert, sorry. 13 was Kyle Bronson, 14 Dennis Erb Jr., and then 15 was Blair Nordruff. 16 was Brandon Shepard, 17 was Brandon Smith, 18 was Garrett Albertson, 19 is Dylan McCowan, Brian Shirley in 20th, 21st was Corey Lawler, 22 was Carson Ferguson, 23 was Jack Riggs, and then Will Harrington in 24th. And then, let's see, pull this up, see. Okay. We have a video here. Hopefully, right there. Okay, perfect. So it looks like we only have one video here tonight because I can't get the other one to work. So here we go. I think it's right there. Yep. Okay. All right. So we're over here. Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. Bad. Trying to get this. Come on. 1 second. Let me stop sharing that for a minute. Come on. Stop screen sharing. Let's try that. All right. I don't know what's going on here. Anyways, so I guess being, that, let me see why it's not letting me stop screen share here. Oh, come on. Hold on, guys. Is it still showing? Trying to get it to stop here.
This is not good. Sorry, guys. We'll get him back on here in a second. Here he comes.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on tonight. Something's not. So I guess we're just going to skip that video because when I tried, it exited out everything. So I guess we're just going to skip that video. So we'll just go into highlights with TJ for the Super Bowl.
All right. So Chiefs, 22, and Eagles won 40. They took it home. So
what about that halftime show though? That halftime show was pretty cool.
I don't know. I didn't really see the halftime show very much. Because it kept skipping in and out. because the internet kept cutting in and out. So I'm not really sure on the halftime show. I didn't really see it. So I didn't really hear much about it because they said it wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of bad, like in a sense, there's a lot of bad feedback about that halftime show because,
Yep.
like, I mean, it was, I guess, maybe not in a sense of the whole, you know, the whole guy singling someone out, but besides the point. But no, it was more of like, I guess, just because being a new generation of rapper, a lot of people ain't really rap friendly, sometimes, or just like country songs, pop songs, whatever. But
Yep.
all right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and bring our guest on for tonight because I guess the beginning of the show didn't really go as planned because of the whole internet being internet. But we're going to have a good time talking to our guest here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, yeah.
please put your hands together and give a warm welcome to he's 2024 track champion in compacts at Oakshade Raceway, Jason Deshler. Hey, how you doing, Jason?
Not bad.
Welcome.
How you guys doing?
So, I'm going to go ahead and start it off, I guess. Just tell us more about you and where you're from.
I'm from Adrian, Michigan. 46 years old, married, 2 daughters, 2 dogs. Work 7 days a week doing drywall. And work on my race car on Saturdays at the track, bud. So,
Great.
What tracks have you been to, and what was your favorite one?
I've been to, of course, Oakshade and Butler, but I've also raced at Hartford and I-96. Those are the only 4 that
I
I've
remember
really
that
been
one.
to. I've watched races up at Thunderbird and Merritt and Kokomo, a bunch of other tracks with Rendell Racing, my brother-in-law and his family's team. But yeah, I've only been to them 4. I really like I-96 and Hartford. They're just, the speed there was ridiculous, and the way the track is set up. But Oakshade's 20 minutes away. It's my home track. We raced there. Hell, this is probably our 20th year at least down there. And we took 10 years off racing there and raced up to Butler for 10 years. So
Yeah, I was gonna say because even that's what a lot of people would came and talk to me about why do you go 45 minutes out of your way to go to Oakshade when you go 25 minutes over to Butler? And I'm like, because I grew up at that track. No matter if I don't care about the 45 minutes. I mean, heck, I got people that live right around the corner. I just go camp out at their place all day,
Right.
So
Yep.
So it's more of, I guess, in the sense, it's like when you grow up at that track, you just figure, hey, why don't you just keep going there because you know everybody there. So
Yep. That's true. I've made a lot of friends at Oakshade. So I can go through that pit and talk to basically anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. So what was, obviously there's a legacy normally into the racing. Was there a family legacy for you?
No, I'm the
No?
first one, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
like my dad always liked NASCAR and stuff. But growing up, we didn't have the money to have any toys or
Right.
4-wheelers and stuff like that. So when I was 17, I think, my sister started dating Jarrett, my brother-in-law, and he was racing at the time. And when I graduated that next year, I started turning wrenches for them. And I turned wrenches for them for probably 7 before they.
Oh, I think your mic cut off, buddy. I think so. Uh-oh.
All right, you there?
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Stupid computers.
Nothing but problems tonight.
No, they basically because I turned wrenches for them for so long. Bob asked me if I wanted to drive, and they put me in a car. So, and that was I think 2004 or 2005, and there hasn't been a year since then that I haven't raced. I started off in the Bombers, but then in 07 we had our first daughter. I got married and had our first daughter, and so I couldn't afford to race Bombers anymore, so I moved to the Complex, and that's where I've been ever since. But I've always raced just because I still I technically don't even have the money to go racing every weekend.
Right.
I just do it to get out of my own head, basically.
Right, for sure.
And sometimes things just work out, man.
So on this next one though, TJ, I'm gonna take a point on this next one. I'll let you get the one after.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I want to put a little twist into that. So I know 2024 was a pretty good year for you. So you mind telling us more about that as far as how you thought it went, your thoughts on it and stuff like that?
Well, at the beginning of the year, Nathan Goodman and Good Performance, they're the ones that have helped me out for like the last 5 years, making sure my car is ready, and he helps out everybody who needs anything, basically. But we came up with a plan this off season that I've been in the top 5 the last few years in points, and I really wanted to go after the championship.
I think it cut your camera out, buddy.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second, guys. We're having a bunch of issues tonight.
I'm pretty sure it's because of the weather tonight, because it's not too good.
Bear with us, guys. I know it's a problem after another, but we're getting it. Bear with us here. Hold on 1 second.
We'll work things out.
Yep. 1 second. Once he reconnects, we'll add him to the stage again. So anyways, while we're waiting for this, so how's everybody doing today? Please be sure to share in the comments. Hey, okay, so
here we go.
Okay, so I know technology, man. I'm telling you. But anyways, go ahead and resume on what you were talking about.
Basically, like I said, they threw me in, come up with the plan that because I really want to go after it, and he said, "Let's do it," and basically just stuck to the plan of consistency and finishing races, and it worked out in the end. So
awesome. So go ahead, DJ. Yep, you're good. Go ahead.
So what was your craziest moment in racing?
All right, hold on, guys. We're working it out here.
Thank you to all our viewers right now, guys. It means a lot.
Alrighty. Okay, so as he was just explaining, what was your craziest moment, in racing, just throughout your whole career? Like, was there a crazy moment in a sense?
The craziest moment was when I rolled. I've rolled 3 separate cars, 2 at Oakshade. When I rolled the Sunfire there, that one was pretty bad. That was like 3.5, 4 rolls or something off of turn 1 and 2. Car was good. I got out, no problems, nothing like that. More mad than anything because it was kind of a no brake situation. Guy plowed into the turn, and I just happened to be on the outside when it happened. So, but it destroyed the car. We were able to fix it, and it was actually faster the next week when we came back. So I took that car, and I think I finished 3rd that year with that one. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously, with the proudest moment, obviously I want to say that maybe you're going to say winning the winning at the what you won at the last of 2024 probably be it. But was there any other proudest moments possibly as far as that goes?
My brother-in-law Jarrett winning his championship the same year.
Oh yeah, that was
his
pretty
first
cool.
Oakshade championship as well. So, and both of us are technically in cars that should not be capable of winning the championship with the caliber of cars in the classes.
Oh yeah.
But they came up with the plan in the off season as well that him and Jake were going to be first and second. They didn't care who it was. And Jarrett won it, and Jake finished fourth. He also missed a night as well. So, but yeah, we all the green cars at Oakshade had a good year this year, man. So,
oh yeah, dude, you guys look good. Oh, go ahead.
I also had a lot of help doing it too. I mean, from Nathan Goodman and those guys, you've helped me out this year. You know, just like I helped you out. And then Jarrett's family loaning me the trailer to get to the track every week. So, because like I said, I don't have the money to go racing. I don't even own my own trailer, dude.
Right. Honestly though, like with it going, throughout the year, it was crazy, like from the beginning of the year to, where you were running up with, Eric Carr half the time. You guys had some good races out, good battles up there as well. And then, as long with, like especially at the end of the night of the champion night, I think it was, where you lost that tire off the back of your car. That was a pretty crazy one too. Actually, I got a picture of that, being honest with you.
From championship night?
Yeah.
On the front stretch? Yeah.
Right there. Look at that right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I put a new aftermarket hub on there and on the right rear, and it barely made it through the heat race. I knew it wasn't going to make it through the feature. Once I got in the second, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going after that trophy. And I already got the championship. Might as well go after the championship night trophy too.
Right. Yeah.
And I think if that right rear wouldn't have come off, it might have happened. But that's racing. So that was the only race during the points nights that I did not finish.
Wow. I will say though, I gotta admit, when you come in that corner and that back wheel let off and that car set down like it did in the corner, I could admit, man, I thought you were going over. I'm telling you.
That wheel just the way I drive.
Right.
It kind of feels like that almost every time I go into the turn, to be honest with you, Dalton. So, but like I said, I've rolled 3 separate cars, so that's not even a fear that I have.
Right,
so
right.
If I roll, I roll. That just means that something happened at that point. So whether it was driver error or something breaks, but I drive the car as hard as I possibly can. So.
All right. What was your challenges going into racing until now?
Basically the same thing it always has been, just the money aspect of it. I have a couple of smaller sponsors that have helped me out the last few years, but it's nothing compared to what some of them other guys put in. So, like, be honest with you, I probably got a quarter or maybe a third in my car of what some of them other guys have in theirs in the compact class. And I'm still able to run with them or outrun some of them in most cases. So it'd be scary if I actually had a $7,000 or $8,000 car like some of them guys do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have a little bit more.
Might be able to run with old Corey Gum and Ryan Oakley at that point.
Oh yeah.
You still kind of run with them a little bit.
I can for a couple of laps, but their horsepower takes over after so long. 140 horses only goes so far.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, this is his track champion. I believe. Yeah, this is your track champion plaque and trophy, I believe.
Yep.
But
It's actually sitting right next to me. So,
but all right, so what was so back in the obviously you mentioned you kind of looked at, did you actually like grew up like childhood wise, like when you went out in the racing world, did it kind of the childhood like in a sense like the childhood like you took early interest in racing, or is it kind of something you just picked up like in life later down the road, or
I was always interested in anything that was fast.
Yeah.
But like I said, growing up, we just never had the funds to do anything. So I tinkered with a lot of stuff, picked up a lot of junk. And I mean, we made a go-kart out of a bunch of steel that we found in somebody's barn, and put a Yamaha 292 snowmobile engine on it and drove the crap out of that thing. And it was way faster than it should have been for a couple of 13-year-old kids. And like I said, this is before I even thought about getting into a race car. Actually, like every weekend. But I think it's a dream of every young boy that they want to race a car or go fast. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
But like I said, if my sister and Jared would have never started dating, I probably would not be into racing. I wouldn't have had a start into it. So,
how important is fan interactions to you?
honestly, it's everything. Those guys, I mean, they make the shows. We go there to put on a show, but they're there for us. They're the reason we are there. And then like the younger kids, that they could be the next generation. Sorry about that. They could be so interested that they want to get in a car in the future. So I always try to talk to them and, just to let them know it is feasible. Even if you can't afford it, you can't do it.
So, what is like, obviously a lot of guys got a dream, I got a dream that someday down the road, I'll actually be in a street stock or something, higher, but, we'll see how, it's hard to see like it's going to achieve that, nowadays, but, like, was there a dream that obviously winning, the track champion, obviously probably was one of the dreams, I'm sure, but, like, was there a dream you were trying to achieve, in these coming years, like as far as something you wanted to work up to?
I've wanted to do it for the last few years, but like I said, money is a big issue when when you want to do what I want to do. I wanted to travel and go to Screvens for years, with the winter freeze that they just had. Just to see where I stand with the top guys in the compacts across the country or whatever. But I know my car is capable, but the drivetrain is not. Those guys are pushing 300 horsepower. That's more than double what I have. There's just no way it's going to be competitive. But I would like to be able to build a car to travel with and just to see. Because you know me, Dalton. You know me on a personal level. I'm not a cocky guy at all, but I believe that I can drive with any one of them guys as long as I've got the equipment. And I don't even need what they have.
Right.
I just need more than what I have now.
Right.
So.
Well, not only that, I've known you since I've started racing, and you've been a big help to me as well, as along with Nathan Goodman and everybody else. And it's my gratitude to you guys for just helping me out since the start. And the support through you guys too as well.
That's what we do, man. We're the type of racers that want to see other guys on the track and racing, no matter what. So if I've got the part and you need it, I'll loan it to you. Even if there's a chance that I could break that part in the feature, I'll still give it to you so you can run the feature. And that's just how we're built, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What gets you motivated each week during the racing season?
Being honest with you, the fact that I get to put the helmet on and just tune the world out for, even if it's 3 minutes, 6 laps for the heat race, or 10 minutes, whatever it is for the feature. That's probably part of my driving style. I just put everything out there and go and don't worry about anything. It's like my mind goes blank and I just drive. So
That makes sense.
Yeah, honestly, that's the way I look at it too. You know, it's like the way I look at it is it's you in the high RPM car going down the track, just you and pretty much floating through space.
yeah, I mean, you still have to be there. You know, you can't just clock out and
I know.
be one of them drivers. But it's just, I don't know, dude. I release a lot of tension when I'm in the car, a lot of stress. And like I said, that probably shows in the way I drive. But I don't go out to wreck anybody. I'm probably one of the last guys to hit somebody. So, but I don't know any other way but balls out, man.
Well, not only that, you know, it's like the way I look at it, you know, like if I intentionally hit you, it's because something broke on the car. Because it's,
and that's not even intentional. That's just it's
an accident.
Breakage, really. Dude. It's an accident.
Right.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do if something breaks on the car. Especially at that point, you know, going into the turn, if your right front pop blows, you're going to pull off to the right no matter what. If somebody's on the outside of you, you're going to collect them. But yeah, you have a mechanical failure, you know, strut break, something like that could pull you into somebody. But your driving is your driving. If you're good enough at driving, you don't don't have to run into people. And that a lot of people don't understand that. You don't have to use up other cars to be faster than them. So, I mean, there's guys that have super fast cars that will still move you out of the way instead of passing you clean.
Oh yeah.
So,
I've seen that.
Butler Motor Speedway was a big one for me for that one.
Yep. And those guys, they got some fast cars up there, man. But there's, you know, the top 5 of them all have probably $10,000 in them. So.
I'm pretty sure.
There's only a few cars at Oakshade that probably have that much in them. So.
Definitely a few, not a lot, but a few. That's for sure.
There's a couple that come and show up every once in a while. They got at least double that in there.
You're telling me, man.
But I was kind of sad to see that Corey had some bad luck at Scrubbins this year.
Yeah, I seen that. That's unfortunate, and I've been trying to get a hold of him, talk to him about it, but he wouldn't. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. But yeah, so I've been hearing about that, but I didn't get to watch the video or seeing, being able to hear from other people and it's feedback of what happened. And I heard from a few rumors that he hit the wall down there. And I'm like, whoa, okay then.
Yeah, but he was extremely fast, man. And he basically, it looked like he caught a rut and it just slapped him up into the wall real quick. And it ended up bending a bunch of stuff in the right front.
Oh.
So.
All right, TJ.
I think it's up to you.
Okay. So was there any sponsors you wanted to thank throughout the years and racing seasons?
Billy Brown and Bill Brown. Billy does BA Racing Customs, and Bill, his dad, owns DK Products. They've helped me out the last couple of years with a few $100 at the beginning of the year. And then Emerson Concrete came on this year and helped me out with a few $100. But then other than that, just the ones that helped me out on the car is Goodman Performance and Nathan Goodman. And then Rendell Racing for helping me get to the track. But those aren't monetary sponsors. Those two aren't. Just the first two are. And like I said, I've had $600 in sponsorships this year, and I more than doubled it what I put into it just to be able to get the car ready and race throughout the year. So, like I said, a lot of it's out of my own pocket. So that's why I don't have a built motor or transmission or anything like that. Hell, I still have homemade offsets on the front of my car. So those aren't racing rims. Those are homemade stock neon rims that we cut apart and flipped over and turned into offsets. And they've been on every car I've had since the neon in when was it? 2017. So they've been on every car since.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the twist on these last two questions. I'm gonna twist them together here. So obviously so what would be the biggest takeaway that you want the viewers to like learn from this episode on like basically like getting into racing, as far as like the advice of getting into it as being a starter, like I was back in 21,
Right.
and just being able to get going? What would be the biggest takeaway that you would want the viewers to like learn from that?
If you really want to get into racing, it's gonna get frustrating. You're gonna get mad at your car for something. And that's because people expect too much right off the bat. Unless you are an exceptional driver and you have a decent car, you're not gonna win races right off the bat. The seat time, how comfortable you are in the car, everything leads to winning races. It's not just get in the car and go fast. But I mean, if they have enough money, they can get in the car and go fast. But that doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean they're going to win races. But when it does get frustrating, just dust it off and keep going, man. So, like I said, I've had horrible years in racing, but you just can't give up. If that's what you want to do, and like this is my only hobby. I work 7 days a week and I go racing on Saturday. And most Saturdays I work until noon. So it's just I don't know. Once you got it, once it's in, it ain't getting out. And I didn't have it growing up. I came by it by luck, basically. But it's true. Once it's in you can't get it out. I'll be at the racetrack until the day I die.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, see, with mine, with the story of how I came into it, is like, when I was, I guess, 1 year old, 2 years old, my dad and my mom were like, hey, like, obviously I'm not gonna remember back then, but they pretty much took me around it. And
Yep.
I've been around that racing, growing up, and it's always been Oakshade, always, every year. It's been Oakshade. So I've been at that track since I was like 1 or 2 years old. So,
Right.
that track is like inside the blood, and being able to, and not only that, I met people, like when I first started meeting people in the pits, it was through helping out Corey Gum back in 2014.
Yep.
And that's when I started meeting everybody. And I tell you what, though, it was definitely worth it, because now I'm in the racing world community running, and now it's like everybody's like my sister and brother in there. It's pretty cool.
That's what I like about going to Oakshade as well. Every one of us basically gets along. I mean, unless somebody does something stupid, none of us are going to fight each other.
Yep.
That's how it is. So,
Right.
And that's how it should be. But I've had my fair share of racing incidences and stuff like that. But if you got to fight it out. And there's nothing that can't be worked out. But some people just lose their cool and they want to punch somebody.
sometimes.
I understand that, dude. I've been in tons of fights. I'm too old for that now.
Right.
So
No, I try to keep a calm head most of the time. It's just mostly, you go out there and you spent all week working on a car, and then you get out there and then someone ends up wrecking somebody in the first lap, and you spent all week working on it. I can get the frustration. I can get it.
and
Oh yeah.
That's why I don't hot lap. You've never seen me hot lap my car.
I have not. Ever since I started, maybe one time since 2021, and that was because you were having issues with the car and you wanted to see how it was working. I think the one time, and I think that was back in 22.
Right. But yeah, I do not hot lap my car just because of that reason. People, it's hot laps, it's practice. It's not, you're not getting a trophy for winning hot laps. So you go out there and you test your car, make sure everything's good, and pull it back into the pits nice and safe. So it's good for me. If you want to wreck it in the heat race, go ahead, but don't wreck me in hot laps. So I've had it happen. That's why I don't hot lap anymore. So.
All right, so I'm just going to open it up real quick to the comments. So if you guys got any questions for Jason here, go ahead and comment from YouTube. I can see the comments from YouTube. Go ahead and comment that, and then if you have any more questions for me, Jason, feel free to ask.
I got a question. So do you have a motivational quote
that you kind of just live by, in a sense?
Not one I can say on the air.
Okay.
All right.
So it's a 4-letter word. So how's that?
There you go. That works.
That works for sure.
But all right, Jason. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming on and sharing. Thank you for coming on and sharing, your legacy and your career going into racing, and being able to share more about your proudest moment, obviously in 2024. Just being able to talk about that, and I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jason Deshler, the 2024 track champion of Oakshade Raceway. So hopefully this episode wasn't too bad because of the cutting out, but technology, man, sometimes you got to work out them bugs. But as far as it goes, I was going to show you guys some videos from the results of Ocala Speedway and Volusia Speedway, but of course, my computer's not working with me tonight. Somehow it was lagging, wasn't working, so I guess we won't be doing that. Maybe on the next episode, this Saturday, is Brandon Crawford coming on at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure we tune in for that as well. Also, another shout out to the contest winner of the Layman Podcast page. Is the Barrick Racing. He won that contest on the shout out. I gave him a shout out last episode. I thought I'd give another one this episode as well. As far as that goes, thank you guys for all the love and support, and we will catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Waiting for a